And yeah, hey man, man, bro, this debate got so serious between my friends, dog. Like that shit should not should not have been that serious. Like we were screaming at each other like for an hour. I'm talking about like people was feeling like real deal like emotional turmoil over this topic. Like I really got to tell y'all like what it was about. But like I don't know if y'all seen by like the thumbnail. Obviously you did if you found this video and you clicked on it and you turned on post notifications. You would see that the debate was about one of my homeboys. I think it was I don't know who originally asked me. I think it was GT. He had called me 2 days ago. The conversation started late last night, 2 days ago, and he had asked me who would win in a fight between Mahoraga from Jujutsu Kaisen and Doomsday from DC Comics. Hold on, let me fix this mic. Yeah, my bad. I don't like where it's sitting, but yeah, Doomsday from DC Comics. Now, mind you, we're talking about probably one of the most broken two creatures in fiction ever. You know what I'm saying? One adapts to literally anything. The other, he's killed Superman. And anybody that's watched JJK, you know, Mahoraga is the thing that Megumi Fushiguro summons closer to the end of season 2. That big ass monster with the little spinny thing in the back of his head because he adapts to anything you do. Like literally, if he survives the attack, like he damn near that wheel starts spinning, you're fucked. Like you're genuinely just fucked. Like so, and then Doomsday. We're talking about Doomsday, the guy that a Kryptonian experiment. Depending on what Earth and what iteration of Doomsday we talking about, they're both either the one that was created from General Zod's body and Lex Luthor's blood, you know what I'm saying, or the Kryptonian experiment on Krypton. Either way, that motherfucker is a powerhouse and was literally designed to overcome everything and be an unstoppable force. Yeah, Mahoraga, like let's just get to his feats. Goddamn, Sukuna was barely able to stop him. The will of adaptation. Let's just go over his ability. The will of adaptation, the ability to adapt to anything that doesn't kill him. If he survives from it, he's adapt to it and pretty much got an instant strategy to stop that shit the next time. So you can't use that shit again. He almost killed Gojo. Like Gojo struggled against him, and you remember Gojo. Everybody knows Gojo. If you watch JJK, he had the fucking motherfucker got the power of infinity on his side, and he almost clapped Gojo. The Zenin clan can barely even, you know what I'm saying, can barely even tame him. No one, actually, no one in the Zenin clan could tame him. So what does that tell you? That motherfucker is strong as a bitch. Like, and then, you know what I'm saying? Doomsday, born from death. General, like this version of, we'll go over this version of Doomsday. It really don't matter which one, but born from General Zod's corpse. You know what I'm saying? And a little bit of Lex Luthor's blood and forbidden Kryptonian technology. He evolves to become immune to whatever kills him, and he's pure rage incarnate, just a straight savage killer. Now the argument was like at first it was solid from both sides. I'm not gonna lie, I did not in the beginning. I was listening to everybody's solid arguments like what if this, what if that, like Mahoraga with the if he could adjust before Doomsday could kill him, what would happen then? Like GT was literally on his high horse with this argument. He was going in with this shit. He was like, you know what I'm saying? Like Mahoraga is literally in this bitch. I'm talking about he was getting in that shit. Like he's in this bitch flash stepping. Like his impression that Doomsday is slow as fuck. I mean, if we're going off, he wasn't going off the comic book adaptation, or you know what I'm saying. He was only going based off what he's seen in, like, not videos, um, live action, or the cartoon adaptations. And America not really on the same timing when it comes to animation like them over there in Japan. So speed is depicted differently. But we all know that Doomsday can keep up with the Flash and Superman. After all, he is a Kryptonian. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker is fast as fuck. But they did make Mahoraga seem fast as fuck too. But like, we have no real like idea if he could move at the speed of light. Cause I mean, Sukuna was never confirmed to be moving at the speed of light when he was fighting Mahoraga, or that he could move at the speed of light in general. But I mean, in the anime, it did look like they were moving like pretty fucking fast. So it was hard for me to be like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like Mahoraga, and then he has a blade that can cut through anything. A blade that can cut through anything. Like nothing's stopping that shit. Like Mahoraga, like, is literally like, I told them Mahoraga is literally like summoning Exodia in fucking Yu-Gi-Oh. That's like final boss. When somebody you summon when you want to end the game. Like, motherfucker does not stop till he completes his mission. He can be killed though. As we saw, Sukuna did kill him. He can. I don't know if he could be captured. If Mahoraga can be sealed off. But the argument was also for Doomsday that, you know what I'm saying, he could be sealed off and that'll be game over. But realistically speaking, is Mahoraga really going to try to seal Doomsday off? I don't think so. He going to try to search and destroy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then my boy, we call him Huddy, he was saying that, or it might have been Birch, I can't remember, but he was saying that Doomsday literally survived being atomized. Like, do y'all understand? Like, that motherfucker literally been evaporated. It hasn't been shown that Mahoraga can survive something like that. Like, if you got a one-shot move, you could pretty much overwhelm Mahoraga and get him the fuck up out of there. So Sukuna wins. But that's the reason why he took over Fushiguro's body. So I'm not too far into the anime, and I don't remember much from the manga, but I don't know if Mahoraga can be re-summoned after that. I got to do my research, but y'all let me know in the comments if Mahoraga can be re-summoned. If that's just something like, cause since it's a ritual, it didn't technically complete its thing. So does it really end? I don't know. I'm not really sure. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Because Doomsday can come back, but can Mahoraga come back? It hasn't been shown, so I can only assume that he can't. But there are known knowns and there are unknown knowns. Or what they say in the Boondocks? There are known knowns and there are known unknowns. Some shit he said, but it just shit that we don't know. You feel me? And that's one of them things. Like, I don't really necessarily know for sure. Doomsday has fought against literal gods. He is created to adapt to anything, but so is Mahoraga. Like, literally, how long would that fight last? Does he really have the strength to one tap Mahoraga? And that's something I don't know. I mean, I know he can breathe fire and all that shit, and from what I saw, Doomsday is pretty fucking broken. Like, DC made Doomsday pretty fucking broken. Like, I don't I don't understand. Like, when DC writes characters, they go up in there and be like, I'm out to make the most broken bullshit possible and make sure that nobody can beat this character. And they do this for the villains. They do this for the villains, mind you. They said, I don't give a damn about the heroes. We're gonna make sure there are villains that can do godlike shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, only way that I think you can get rid of Doomsday is if you erase him from existence. That'll be the only way you win, in my opinion, because Superman has tried throwing him in the sun. Who else? What else has been tried? I'm not exactly sure. I'm not too well versed on DC Doomsday lore. I know a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, what his powers are, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's pretty much like a better version of animal and human evolution at a faster rate. If he dies, he comes back better. You know what I'm saying? Can that same thing be said for Mahoraga? I think he requires a little bit more time to, you know what I'm saying? It's fast, definitely, and he got regenerative abilities. You know what I'm saying? He can pretty much do the same thing, but in real time. Like, he does it right then. It doesn't require him to die to do so. He just has to survive. Now, my question is, does Doomsday have the power to overcome that ability that Mahoraga has? Because I ain't gonna lie, that like, he put Sukuna on the fence. But Sukuna, who has Sukuna really fought besides Mahoraga to like gauge what level Mahoraga is on? Like, I don't know if he's like a god-like entity. I mean, hold on, let me see real quick. We gonna do a little research. We're gonna do a little research because I'm not exactly sure if Mahoraga is a godlike entity. If he's a godlike entity, let me see. Is Mahoraga a godlike entity? Because we definitely gotta find this out. Because that'll be important information for me, because I need to know. All right, let's see what it say. Mahoraga, 8-handled sword, divergent, Sela General Mahoraga. Long ass name. Is widely considered godlike or divine entity within Jujutsu Kaisen due to the status of the strongest untamable Shikigami in the 10 Shadows techniques. It is essentially a force of nature capable of adapting to and overcoming any and all phenomena. It says any and all capable of. But we seen Sukuna win. It says adapt. Let's read off his abilities. Adaptation ability. Mahoraga's signature ability allows it to adapt to any attack or phenomenon, making it immune to previously experienced damage. So, like, Doomsday and Mahoraga are similar, but I think the difference lies in that Doomsday has to die to evolve. Like, he doesn't do this in real time. Like, you can't kill Doomsday the same way twice because he will evolve. But anyway, let's just see what else it says. Divine inspiration. I mean, that don't really matter. I mean, we can read it though. It says it's divine, but nah, we don't need that. Okay. Ultimate trump card known as the Zenith clan's strongest undefeated weapon. It is the last. Okay. Nah. Power level. This is the important part. This is what we care about. It possesses immense physical strength and durability, able to challenge top-tier characters like Sukuna and Satoru Gojo, sometimes forcing them to fight at high capacity. But I don't know if Gojo killed if he killed Mahoraga or not, because if he did during their first fight, that would imply that he can be resummoned. Hold on now. Let me see something. Can Mahoraga be resummoned? It says again, but I want to know if he can be resummoned after death. Yeah. Can I? Oh, resummon in. Okay, it says in JJK. No, I want to know after death. Yes. If Mahoraga is killed in Ten Shadows technique, user can potentially summon him again, but only by resubjugating him. As killing a Shinigami in the taming ritual doesn't permanently erase them from the technique, but rather makes them unavailable to that specific user until a new contract is formed. With the power of often passing to other Shikigami through Maharaga's immense power makes him a special case. So can he technically be killed? Taming ritual. Mahoraga isn't tamed like other Shikigami. He's summoned for a subjugation ritual where the user must survive long enough for Mahoraga to adapt and defeat or be defeated by him. Permanent loss for that user. Once Shikigami is defeated in a successful taming ritual, is gone for that user, with its power often transferring. Okay. Didn't tame Mahoraga in the traditional sense by forcing the ritual, essentially defeating Mahoraga to gain control of him, which allowed him to summon and use Mahoraga later against Gojo. Gojo, Ultimate Void, and Hollow Purple seemingly destroyed Mahoraga, leaving only his will. So, with this being said, while dead, okay, the potential to exist from another Ten Shadows user. So, technically, he kind of like. So that really poses the question to me. So, like, if you can resummon him by starting another contract, would that put him on the same level as Doomsday? But if you think about it, unless it's a whole lot of what ifs in this bitch, because if you think about it, like, I could say that there are a whole lot of people there ready, and how fast and how instant is this return? Because you technically, from what I'm reading, you can kill Mahoraga, but he can come back too if he's resummoned. I mean, it's sort of similar, same thing to Doomsday, because if you kill him, he eventually comes back. But how fast does he come back? How fast does Doomsday come back after he has died? Is it instant? Does it take a while? What's the time frame on that? Does he have the capability to one-shot Mahoraga? I need to know. Future possibilities. While dead for Sukuna Megami in that form, the potential exists for another Ten Shadows user or even Megumi through a different path, though unlikely to re-engage with Mahoraga's essence and perform the ritual again, potentially transferring its power or resummoning it as a new entity, as it's the treasure of the clan, not just a regular Shikigami. Okay. In essence, killing Mahoraga ends that specific instance of him for the user, but the essence as the ultimate Ten Shadows challenge remains, meaning he can be brought back by a new user undergoing the difficult subjugate. Okay. So, let me see. Can Mahoraga permanently die? Yes. Okay, so he can die permanently. And it did when Gojo vaporized his will with, I mean, that don't make sense though, because he was resummoned. So why does that make, you know what I'm saying? Why does that make sense? I mean, this is what Google is telling me. Y'all let me know in the comments. I'm pretty sure there's probably somebody out there that knows more than me if he can really permanently die, because he's technically been resummoned by Fushiguro Megumi. He's been resummoned by him. So he's technically not permanently dead. You just destroyed that instance of him. So let me keep reading. And when Gojo vaporized the will, ultimately void, and blah, blah, significant, the end of that specific tamed manifestation. But that core concept of Mahoraga persists as a blueprint within the Ten Shadows tech, potentially allowing a new one to be summoned if the user masters the full technique and finds the will again, though its power might transfer to other shit. Okay. Tain and Untain. Huh. What happens to the power transfer when a Shikigami is destroyed? Its power can be transferred to another, like divine dogs. So Maharaga's adapted power might now reside in other Shikigami. So like it's like you know how they say energy can be transferred, not destroyed type thing. I mean that's what it seems like Mahoraga is like. The blueprint remains. Blueprint or essence of Mahoraga within the Ten Shadows technique is hard to extinguish, but the specific entity is gone once the will is destroyed. So if the will can be destroyed, you technically get rid of Mahoraga. But he can still be resummoned. That's the shit that's fucking my brain up right now. Hold on. All right. Doomsday. We're gonna look up. Let's look up something with Doomsday. This Doomsday. Okay. How? Let's look up. Let's look up how fast. How fast is Doomsday revived? Is it almost dang? As soon as I said Doomsday might be revived almost instantly, that's exactly what the first thing I saw. Doomsday revival speed varies based on extent of damage, ranging from almost instant regeneration from minor injuries to a few months for severe near-death scenarios, and potentially thousands of years for total destruction. Oh, so that's his handicap. Okay. So there is some caveat to it. So his power his power involves dying and evolving to become immune to the cause of his previous death. Healing factor. He can regenerate entire limbs in mere seconds. Each resurrection makes him more durable, adapting to overcome whatever killed him previously. Immortal nature. Over time, Doomsday evolved to a point where death is temporary, allowing him to return regardless of how he was killed. So my question is, so now this changes things. Now that I'm really sitting here and like looking up shit and really talking about it with y'all, like, because now, okay, we have an understanding of how Mahoraga is summoned and how that ritual works. Once he kills you, that's it. You won't have another opportunity to fight. You know what I'm saying? Fight Mahoraga again. So if Mahoraga completely vaporizes, you know what I'm saying, whatever, because this technically is cursed energy. Doomsday has never been exposed to cursed energy in the JJK world, so this is new to him. He will be let's just say that Doomsday gets potentially vaporized by Mahoraga in the JJK world or whatever world. It don't matter. They have cursed energy. Cursed energy only exists in the JJK world. So this is something new to Doomsday. We can argue this all day long. Hey, matter of fact, in the comments, you know what I'm saying? If you want to argue with me about it, we can. But like, because I mean, there's a lot of people that will say they have their own version of cursed energy in the DC comics, like because like Constantine and ghostly spirits and all of these things, but cursed energy is never specified in those things, only in JJK. So I'm gonna assume that this only exists in JJK. Cursed energy is only mentioned in JJK. So what if he is completely vaporized? All right, so let's see how long it takes. Okay. All right. How long does it take? How long does it take Doomsday to revive from complete evaporation? 1 minute. 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 because he could technically come back from that. Doomsday revival time from complete evaporation or total destruction varies based on the severity of the attack, but it generally takes months to thousands of years if it's not externally resurrected or assisted. While he has demonstrated the ability to regenerate from a single atom, extensive destruction often results in a very slow recovery process, such as thousands of years it took him to regenerate after being killed by the Radiant. Here's the breakdown of Doomsday's. Okay, so now we have a breakdown of Doomsday's resurrection times. So this will give us a general idea of how he would stack up against Mahoraga. Okay, let's see. All right, total annihilation. Reduction to skeleton. While reduced to bones or vaporized. Okay, so if his bones, this is assuming that Doomsday's bones remains after Mahoraga's attack. It can take months, as seen when Emperix reduced him to a skeleton. Okay. Extreme destruction, long term. If he is in a state of near total destruction in deep space, in case or in darkness, it can take thousands of years, as he was once entombed in a coffin for hundreds of thousands of years before regenerating. Damn. Factors influencing time. The recovery time depends on the amount of damage. If minimum damage occurs, he can return in a few months. If he is deprived of solar energy, because he is Kryptonian, we cannot forget that he is Kryptonian. So the sun does give him a boost. I forgot about that. I forgot. So he's basically like Superman too. So solar energy does give him a boost, and they're going to be fighting on Earth. You know what I'm saying? So does the sun not being out weaken him too? That's another question I got, but I don't think that'll really affect Doomsday that much. But hold on, let's keep going. If minimal damage occurs, he can return in a few months. If he's deprived of solar energy or in absolute darkness, the process is significantly slower. Exceptions. In certain instances where he was completely removed from existence, like at the end of time, he was unable to return on his own and require external intervention. Brainiac to be brought. Okay. So we already know that being erased from existence is not in the bag of Mahoraga, so we're not worried about that. So now with that being said, it comes down to if Mahoraga can completely vaporize him with cursed energy, the match is motherfucking over. Doomsday is gone. There will be no Doomsday. Well, Doomsday for potentially thousands of years if he fucking burn him to dust. Does he have? I want to know. Does he have the ability? Does Let's see. I want to see if he has the ability to fucking reduce somebody to fucking dust. Good. Have the ability to evaporate. Mahoraga doesn't inherently have the ability to. Oh, no. Evaporate someone. Yeah, I'm not talking about himself. That would be fucking stupid. Yes, Mahoraga has the ability to adapt, to counter, and potentially destroy or evaporate opponents, particularly if given enough time to adapt to their abilities. Mahoraga's core ability is adaptation to any and all form. Okay, we already know that. Offensive adaptation does not just become defensive. It adapts offensively. For example, it adapts to Gojo's infinity and eventually develops a world-crushing slash that bypasses it. So this fight can potentially go on for a long time. Okay. But he does have limitations. We already know he has a one-shot limitation if you can pull off a powerful attack. Sort of like what Sukuna did before he can adapt. But he can also heal himself. So if Doomsday does not do enough damage that first time to fucking kill Mahoraga that first time before that wheel turns, Doomsday is cooked. And this is why I say Doomsday would be cooked. Doomsday would be cooked because it takes him, if assuming that Mahoraga completely fucking vaporizes fucking Doomsday, like it just said, it will take him several months or thousands of years for him to come back. Thousands of years for him to come back. You know what I'm saying? And technically, the way that Mahoraga is summoned, and as we seen him summoned, that's pretty much the match for Mahoraga. Like, in my opinion, the match, like, this is not a thing that just lingers around after he fights and just will wait for it. And in my opinion, in a fight, like, only thing that matters is who's left standing. And I feel like it wouldn't be like a regular person where, you know what I'm saying, Doomsday would just drop on the ground and his body would be right there. Obviously, that'll be a quick revive. I think Mahoraga is going to look for total destruction. I think he would vaporize Doomsday with a type of energy to destroy him. And the match will be over. But it has been said that Doomsday does have the one tap potential to destroy Mahoraga. So it pretty much, in my opinion, it will be like whoever does who in first. Like whoever gets the hit off first, that will determine the match. It's kind of hard because, like, I'm not gonna lie. Like yesterday, I was leaning towards Doomsday when I was seeing how really broken he is. But now that I'm breaking this shit down, he can be gone. Doomsday is gone for months. Mahoraga does not need to be lingering around for him to come back, because we know how this works. Once he kills this target, the ritual is over. Mahoraga gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Mahoraga doesn't just linger around after that. The full purpose is, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. I got one more thing. What happens to Mahoraga after he completes the ritual? Yeah, assuming he wins. After Mahoraga completes some ritual subjugation or otherwise becomes a tame Shikigami under the control user if they survive, or if it vanishes, if it kills everyone present, or if it kills everyone present. If an outside party kills Mahoraga during the ritual is void and it's not tamed. Does he go away after that though? That was the question I was really thinking about, but I don't know. I honestly don't think it fucking matters, because think about it. If Mahoraga completely destroys Doomsday's body and it takes him months to thousands of years to be resummoned again, the match is over. What the fuck we waiting thousands? You're not even gonna live that fucking long. We're not gonna be around for that. If it's me and I've completely vaporized fucking Doomsday and he's not coming back for thousands of years, I fucking won. He's fought plenty of people that only had one life. They only had one life to live with less adaptation abilities than Mahoraga, and he got clapped. And he didn't come back to thousands of years. Thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? All it would take is for Mahoraga to do one good move and the match is over. It don't matter that he can come back. Now that I'm looking at it this way, I'm thinking it's damn near instant. It's not instant. It takes some time to be recultivated and to reconstruct his body. This is not something that's instant. So that brings a whole nother fucking thing to the battle. We're not waiting around months or thousands of years. Motherfucker, I might not, you know what I'm saying? in my opinion, the match over. You cook. But at the same time, Doomsday does have that type of power to one-shot Mahoraga. So who gonna get who first? Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think, because I don't know, man. This that I ain't gonna lie, bro, but the conversation got real like livid. You know what I'm saying? Like not livid, but everybody was excited. Everybody was throwing in like, you know, their opinions about who would win this. And I'm sitting here like, God damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I thought at first I did say Mahoraga. But now, then after the conversation, I said Doomsday. You know what I'm saying? And now I don't know, like it might be I'm in the middle again, y'all. I don't know, but this conversation, it was fun though. But like the way the shit got so heated, like my boy GT didn't even want to stay on the phone no more after because you know, like you know how it be when you talk about certain stuff and you get so passionate about it. But GT felt like that every time he would bring up a good point about Mahoraga, some newfound ability would pop up to debunk his point. But at the same time, I'm like, this is stuff that he can actually do. And this is Earth 1. This is Earth 1 Doomsday, the first Doomsday. This is not no new Doomsday or like I think the current Doomsday that dropped is apparently the most broken iteration of Doomsday, and he's already broken. But if we're talking about Earth 1 base Doomsday against Mahoraga, who winning? To me, it's tough, and it will depend on who gets who first, in my opinion. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. I'm real curious. I want to see y'all set the comment section on fire. I want to see a heated debate about this shit. Who y'all think gonna win? Because I truly don't know. I want to get y'all thoughts and opinions, and y'all let me know in the comments. And y'all have a good ass day. This been your boy No Surrender, No Retreat, and we motherfucking out.